introducing our next amazing guest. Deep breath. Okay. My first sight of Todd over 20 years ago was at the Center of the Arts in Grass Valley, California, and him on stage performing his poetry to an audience that was exuberantly reacting to his poems, sometimes by yelling out quips to him on stage and him quipping back. Not him telling them to hold their applause until the very end, but the exact opposite. His sheer presence and energetic performance style encouraged cheering, clapping, laughing out loud, people jumping out of their seats and slapping their theater neighbors on the back. I was in awe. This wasn't David Lee Roth and Van Halen's best days. This was a motherfucking poetry reading. I had never in my life seen a poet turn poetry on its head like this. To take it and smash it into the stage with its pieces flying into the audience and everyone scrambling to catch a piece. I caught a piece. And now, all these years of friendship later, I have had the immense privilege of having a backstage pass to his poetry and how he cultivates it in his life, and then how he shares it. Every experience has its sweet center. Every scar has a wild and scenic road map with good music playing. He'll cram every one of you in his car to take you there. Ladies and gentlemen, the awesome Todd Cirillo.
Yeah.
If someone could give me a beer, that'd be great. Yeah. All right, here we go. Perspective. It was the last time you would stay over, ever, and I wasn't sad about it. We agreed to say it was not you and it was not me. But really, we know, deep down, that the next time we're at the bar sharing our story, we will definitely say it was you. The invitation. She walked into the bar. I offered her my seat. She turned me down. I'd like to get that part out of the way first. Yeah, rejection poetry. The most important meal. I like that in the cool mornings when the sun and moon share the sky, we skip breakfast. Even though the experts tell us it is the most important meal of the day, choosing instead to throw sensibility to the wind, stay in bed for as long as we like, eating whenever the mood strikes us, and whatever it is we hunger for. Modern love. It appeared on my phone, a brief but direct notification. Someone likes me. I opened the app to see who it was. I looked at her pics, read her profile. She likes kayaking, snorkeling, hammocks, and doesn't have any kids. I continued to scroll down, feeling good, thinking, I like snorkeling and kayaking, own a hammock, and don't have any kids. I could feel my heart do that thing it does when excited, not stop beating, but a definite skip. Anticipation was building, like when you get the first two numbers on a lottery ticket. I scrolled down some more. At the very bottom, saving the very best for last, she said, no crazy exes. Ever the gentleman, I swiped left. poem's not about that. I'm so scared. Mile High Club. The stewardess gave me her number as the plane was taking off. I smiled and thought, if this plane goes down, our first date would be quick, but definitely a sure thing. What's in a name? She is on her way over, and she is late, just like always. It has been years since we've seen each other, and tonight we will drink and get to know one another all over again. Who we are now. She used to be my, what, friend? Perhaps in some way, but we rarely hung out without purpose. Lover? The word always feels like it must be pronounced lova. Like that SNL sketch where Will Ferrell gets Jimmy Fallon to laugh in a hot tub. Girlfriend? That one doesn't quite fit either, because she never wanted me to be her boyfriend. Partner? Maybe. We did create, but only memories and scars. Booty call? Definitely not. She asked for a bottle of rosé, so I bought a bottle of rosé from France. And it is about time for me to take it out of the fridge, open it up, and get this reunion started. I set out 2 glasses and pour the drinks. She sends a text, cancels. I finish both drinks and see exactly who we are now.
Oh.
Einstein, for the smart fuckers in the audience. You know who you are. I watch him walk in, remove his wedding ring, run a comb through his greased hair, and sit down in front of the beautiful woman tending bar. He opens with, "So, you're working, huh?" Genius. And to think I never passed a math class. Useful poetry. Again, years and years went into Songs for Ghosts by Julie Berlin. Useful poetry. I read the poet's manuscript and saw this line: waiting for something, hoping for anything. It is the type of brilliant phrase that people would read on buses and trains, if people still rode buses and trains. But I am confident it will be read in airports by people going to see other people, or those who are just getting away from everyone. It will have significance during breakups or given as gifts to impress. It will be quoted at weddings and funerals. Lines will be stolen by those who call themselves poets. It will be opened over and over again and again, and it will be opened only once and placed on a shelf with other books, with crisp spines and unstained pages. Don't take it personally. Pages will also get covered in gin and tonics, baby food, spaghetti sauce, birthday cake, dark chocolate, red wine and white, and Jaeger bomb. Other times, your book will solve problems, such as an unbalanced pool table and a washing machine. Don't take that part personally either. Just remember, poetry is supposed to be useful.
We gotta get Todd a Modelo.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yes. No. What? Is that your? Christ. I don't want your.
We just postmated it. It'll be here in 15 minutes.
All right. See if this is relatable. Slut shaming. It was a wild one. That much I know. Now, first light of morning, unclear of how we arrived in these unfamiliar surroundings. Clear on what happened, though. Clearer still on the consequences that await. Trying to be quiet, I say out loud, "You fucking slut," as I wash my face, avoid in the mirror.
Oh!
Wishful thinking. We kissed once. It was on the corner of Rampart Street and St. Peter in New Orleans.
Woo.
I wish I could say it was that magic movie moment with the perfect song, perfect setup, light just right, bright orange moon overhead, anticipation given way to action, like the final scene in 16 Candles, with the two main characters kissing on a table, birthday cake shining with lit candles in between, and nothing left to wish for. And when the credits rolled, everyone was halfway home, satisfied and happy with what the stars brought to them. But our kiss wasn't like that. It was sloppy, we were drunk, the music sucked, there was spilled beer and strangers crowding our space. We could not really call it romantic. We could only admit it happened once. There have been no second chances. I've had 1,000 more moments between that kiss and today. Some amazing, others incredible, fulfilling, and fun, but all have put me back here, alone, staring at the stars, with one wish left.
Oh. Yeah! Yeah! It's not drinks with poetry.
Fucking lost out to a beer.
It's all part of it.
Yeah,
it's part of it.
All right. Feeling good enough for William. It is midday, and I'm leaving my house for the first time. I've worked on old poems, cleaned out ashtrays, crushed the beer cans, and swept broken bottles, tucked away cocktail napkin phone numbers of last night's adventures, and I'm headed to lunch to work on new poems. I crossed Coliseum Square Park, where gangs of old ladies in clean white dresses step in and out of mansions, professionally decorated for the holidays. They have each paid $50 for the Lower Garden District Holiday Home Tour. I watch as they carefully step around the bums in dirty brown blankets, surrounded by dirty brown bags, no shoes on, asleep in the grass on broken cardboard beds. There's a fountain and 300-year-old live oaks with Spanish moss, with squirrels and dogs racing around. I say hello to a beautiful woman wearing a high-voltage AC/DC shirt on. I catch her off guard. By the time she responds, I'm down the road. Despite being this close to Christmas, it is t-shirt weather, and the sun greets us like something precious, as when someone gives you the last beer in the cooler. I find a place to sit outside and eat. I watch the people on Magazine Street, shopping, drinking, taking selfies, holding hands, and feel good enough to order a drink myself, and another, and another. In fact, I feel like the poet William Taylor Jr., happy with everything this day has to offer. I told you he was adored all across the country. Moon rocks and magic. And there we were, floating, relaxing in the pool, warm water under a southern summer sky, with clouds rolling in from the tropics. At 10 to midnight, telling each other the kind of stories we tell when we get to know one another, sharing parts of ourselves that may or may not be completely accurate but sound impressive. I point out the moon and talk of moon rocks and the first female NASA scientist. We smoke weed and listen to the sound water makes when you slowly push your hand through it, creating tiny waves and ripples. This goes on for hours. When the moon makes its way home for the evening, she does too. It was magic, she says. And maybe it was. Or just one in a million moments when two people get as close to love as possible without being in love at all. I can be a fairly private person when it comes to my love life. You see the body language I just closed up. But you wouldn't know it tonight, maybe reading all this shit. So my best friends may be hearing this news for the first time. But here we go. Do you know that feeling when a relationship reaches a point where you just smile at the ease and comfort of it all? When conversations come easily and you talk all the time about the weather, the news of the day, the state of the country, places to go and see, what to add to grocery lists, books you're reading, or dumb jokes you tell each other that aren't necessarily funny, but you laugh anyway because you appreciate their effort. You find ways in which you compliment one another, like one is better at math or spelling, or the other plays the perfect music while cooking. That is not to say there are no challenging times or no breakdowns in communications where you can go a day or two without being able to speak to one another. In fact, I've heard in every relationship there are times when you have to simply take a break and recharge. But that is where the reliability and comfort comes in. They say it takes time to get to that point. However, they also say in other times it just happens instantly. And this is how my latest relationship began. I met her online. It seems the only option these days. I haven't introduced her to my close friends yet, but a few have met her. But we are still figuring out one another, how to respond to one another, how to make this work, though I'm optimistic, and it already feels comfortable. My favorite part, though, are those slow-moving mornings when my arm rests under the cool side of the pillow. Birds making bird sounds in the courtyard just beyond the windows. And she greeting me with, "Good morning, Tom." And I like the way she enunciates my name and that she is there. So I turn to greet her as well. "Good morning, Alexa. What is the weather?"
Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations.
We all have invitations to the usual. I should have just gotten you a card. In the weeks leading up to her birthday, I paid close attention, stealthily inquired, wrote down ideas of what she may want. Eventually, I made surprise plans, fun Amazon orders, and set up a big bright bouquet to be delivered the day of. The night before her birthday, she called me, told me she found someone new, and that is what she wanted. The one thing I hadn't thought of. Punk rock baby mama for Julie.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah.
We all need a little bit of fucking punk rock in our life. I think so.
Fuck yeah.
Go out and kick out a light or something.
Yeah.
So, when Julie got pregnant, I think she went through a crisis of whatever about writing. And so this is the only way that I could respond to her. I will never be pregnant, I don't know. Honey, I know it's hard. There are those of us without kitties that still demand your late night attention like kitties ourselves. And there is your own rebel heart to live with, that feel the pull of the neons and hear the music that glasses make while toasts are shouted on a Friday night, and there's the whisper of your daughter telling you something just as good in the backyard, or the desire to be home when your husband is. And you think that you have to be responsible and tucked in tightly by 10 p.m. to experience the dreams of the satisfied baby mama. And hell, there are nights after taking care of the little one and the household that you deserve to close your eyes to dream a poet mama's dream under your darling moon. But I know you. I've seen your punk rock heart drinking gasoline and throwing proposals from boys off the balcony like burning sparklers. And I watch your dilemma from afar. And it can be difficult for me to see you struggling and striving to do the right thing, all the while possessing the capacity to burn the fucking joint down because you need a new poem, a new love, or just something to laugh about the next morning. So take heart, my darling punk rock baby mama. Be who you want to be. Drink when you want. Listen to music as loud as you want. rest when you need to, cuddle into bed when you feel like it, but keep in mind, it is not one or the other. It's all doable. You can have all of it. And I know this because even Johnny Rotten has kids. Poetry suckers. A lot of people send me their manuscripts to edit or proofread or whatever. But this was a little closer to home. Poetry suckers. I am proofreading her book of poems, which will be published this year. And smiling at all the idiot men who will read it and seriously believe that the poems in the book are all about them. But I know who they're really about. At least that's what I tell myself. So I tried to write a birthday poem a couple years back. I wrote one for Warren Zevon.
Yeah.
This is not about Warren Zevon. But there is a musical theme. So this is this year's birthday poem to myself. Thank you. Lukebach, Texas. I have reached the point of becoming a goddamn country music cliche. I sit alone in a dirty bar in ripped jeans, trucker hat, light wallet, surrounded by old torn posters, faded chalkboard, blinking half neons, a dusty bottle of root beer schnapps not touched since '78. Busted dreams, drinking cheap beer and strong shots, listening to Waylon Jennings sing about Willie and the boys. And I know all the words. These kinds of situations make a person reflective. I realize my life contains most of the classic elements. Wrecked trucks by love's long lost, stranded in the rain without bus fare and no way home, thrown in jail 3 times for things I was completely guilty of. Yeah. Been cheated out of my money and my heart, left for other men, and if I'm being honest, an occasional woman too. Had all the light bulbs busted out in my house methodically, one by one. Had a shotgun pointed in my face, and when she said it was loaded, I took her word for it. I don't ride horses, wear a giant fucking Bronco belt buckle, or even own a dog. Yet here I sit at the far end of the bar with an open tab, living it up, writing the next chorus. Just me, Waylon, Willie, and the boys. Some of you know Tobe.
Yeah.
He is a great.
Yeah.
He deserves a round of applause. So here we go. My best friend for Tobe. I felt the vibration, looked down, and saw he was calling me on the phone, no less. No text, no email, no quick Facebook comment. A real person-to-person connection. We can go months without actually speaking. He hates talking on the phone. I answer quickly. What's happening, my man? Nothing. Only faraway voices mumbling amid background noises. I try again, one last time. Same. I hang up. I text him. Hey, brother, you must have butt dialed me. A response came quickly. No butt dialing, buddy. The phone was in my front pocket. And that sums up my best friend. A truly talented kid. So for the end of the evening, bring up Graham. Graham and Daria allowed me to be a roadie for them. Daria hip drops. So we're gonna see if we can do this. But they allowed me to be a roadie, and I got in for free to jazz with us. I did a great job.
Pleasure was all ours, Todd.
So give it up for Daria. hip drops. All right, let's see. So this will be it. Good or ill. What the hell am I doing here? Standing alone, jamming brand new dollar bills in this broke down old jukebox, playing songs for you. Some Tom Waits, Al Green, hoping you'll hear them, even though you're not around. Every night, I go to sleep to dream you up. Each morning I wake up, I must have just missed you. I don't belong here. I wish I was special. I like to get dressed up in my best shorts, bucket hat, a semi-clean and clever t-shirt, take my beach bum vibe and head out. Looking for the heart of Saturday night, even on a Wednesday. Sometimes I wake up before the sun comes up, check my pockets for numbers and possibilities. Usually, I find a pocket full of lonesome and handwritten love poems. I wish those were special. So very special. Mostly, I just wander alone, walking these busted streets, searching for pretty things to say, listening to songs for ghosts, wishing on stars, trying to hold on to that memory of her. But I've decided to stop wishing on stars. It is too sad to watch them go out slowly, one by one by one. I wish I was special, so very special. I'm a queen, but I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? so fucking special. But I'm just
Todd Cirillo, yeah.